Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back for more Super Mario 3D World. Oh. There it is. Last time what we did was we made our way to Bowser 4. Would you believe it? Bowser 4. Hey, we still got quite a bit to do. So we're gonna be continuing on with Rosalina. I see how many times I die here, because I am tiny Rosalina right now, which is not great. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm just really trying to concentrate here through this. Trying to concentrate through this little section here. But what do I want to talk about today? Oh, immediately loses it. Awesome. But what do I want to talk about today? Oh, well, I guess first things first. There is actually a lot I want to talk about. But first thing, since it's on my mind, a lot of talk having to do with like people that I used to really be close with. Quite a bit of talk about that this stream. One of them, you know, unlocked the I think I've already mentioned this before. It was in my conversation about cooking and a few streams back, and I was talking about how the time where I was at my old friend Orion's house, and I freaking put like a freaking cup of noodles in the microwave, like without putting any water in, or I don't think I even removed the lid on it either. I just stuck it in the microwave and thought, okay, this is good. Like, I don't know. I guess I just thought it was good. And then, yeah, I just stuck it in the microwave. I bet to this day, if Orion and his mom still have that microwave, I bet it still smells like the burnt noodles and that burnt plastic. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that it still smells like that burnt plastic and the burnt noodles. Shit! Oh, I didn't think there was a platform under here. Oh, well, hopefully it comes back. Shoot. Oh my god. How I managed to survive all this, I have no idea. Because to be honest with you, I should not have survived any of that. But, anyways, but yeah, I saw a post on Facebook about, like, it was on, like, the Dole Men's Club, and it was, you know, regarding somebody's 13-year-old son being home alone, and they said, you know, I will let you stay home alone if you can cook for yourself, and apparently they can't cook, like, a top ramen. Their son can't cook, like, a thing of top ramen by itself. Or by himself. It looks like it's charred. And that just so reminded me of the time that I freaking burnt the cup of noodles. Or cooked the cup of noodles, like, without putting water in it. And, you know, I was just like, you know, really wanting to, like, oh, maybe I should tag him in it. But I'm just like, I don't know where exactly I stand with him. Because, I mean, him and I have not spoken in, like, oh, hell, it's been since before COVID, so at least 5 years. At least 5 years since him and I have spoke. If not longer. No, actually, no, because it was after I started working at Safeway was the last time. And I've been with Safeway almost 5 years. So no, it had to have been less than 5 years. And then he stopped at my gas station one day. He was in like this, he was in a Saturn. He had like this car brand. It was a Saturn, and I'm like, I had never heard of that car brand. It's like, and I know a little bit about cars, but that was like one car brand I had like never heard of. But he has one, or I don't know if he still has it, but I know when I seen him that one time at my work, which had been like, you know, several years since that. Actually, well, maybe not several. It's probably been like 2 years. I can't exactly remember how long it was ago, but I know it's been more than a year. But I had seen him. And I don't know, I thought I seen him at the Pride Parade in Seattle when I went last month. But I could very well be wrong. But yeah, I could very well be wrong though. Oh my god. That's like the spot I died at every time, and I'm surprised I made it. Oh, nice. Okay, so that was... I think that's the first time I actually made it through this level without dying. And only time might I add. Anyways, but yeah, I had seen the post, and, you know, I wasn't sure if, like, I wanted to tag him or not, because, you know, it was just like, I don't know where him and I stand, because, like I said, him and I have not spoken in, like, you know, at least 3 years. So, yeah, it had been at least 3 years since I had seen him. So, to be honest with you, I have no idea, like, it's like, I don't even know, like, what he's doing these days. I mean, I hope he's doing well. But, you know, I hadn't seen him in that amount of time, and it didn't necessarily end bad the last time him and I talked. We just, I don't know, we just have not talked. But I guess that just happens sometimes, you know, where, you know, people, we just all of a sudden just not talk. And, or just stop talking, and there's no, like, good explanation as to why, but, yeah, that's what I gotta say about it too. But yeah, there's no good explanation other than, you know, we stopped talking, and get over here. There we go. The hell was that? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. But, you know, it was just like, I don't know if I felt, you know, comfortable, like, tagging him, because it was just like, oh, especially at this time. Because it's like, I don't know his schedule or anything. I mean, I guess he could, I mean, he does, historically, he has owned an iPhone. And those have, like, a do not disturb on them. So, yeah, I don't really know. But I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. It's like, you know, if he sees the post, he sees it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I just didn't want to tag him because it was just like, I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. So, you know, that's that. But I hope he's doing well these days. Then the other thing, or the other person I wanted to talk about, I probably have more extensive of a history with, and a much more tumultuous relationship with, is, you know, one of my ex-best friends. He did go by Justin, but now he goes by Elliot. You know, he had actually reached out to me, and, Oh, okay. I was getting ready to do that little dive thing, but that works. But, anyways. But yeah, he had, you know, messaged me, you know, saying that, you know, he hoped I was doing well. And this message was like almost a month ago. Oh wow, new best clear score and best time. Nice. Well, how are we doing before I go any further? Okay. You know, he had messaged me, and you know, there were, you know, quite a few things that, you know, were starting to stack up in my brain, and you know, I kind of went on like a bit of a tirade on Facebook, and I made an incredibly lengthy post where, you know, I was, you know, quite vulnerable, and you know, I'm not gonna, you know, read the post like that I posted, you know, like while I'm doing this. But essentially, what the post came down to was, you know, I was talking. What the fuck, man? Yeah, what the post was talking about was, you know, like the things that had been bothering me. So, and let me just go over with you what the post said, or from what I remember it saying. So the first thing was, you know, feeling like I was like a last resort. You know, like a last resort or a worst case scenario, and you know, basically describing you know, how I feel that way, and it's true. I still feel that way. I honestly still feel that, you know, I am the worst case scenario, like especially when it comes to you know, like hanging, like if people want to hang out with somebody or not, or get together or something like that, I always feel like I'm like the last choice, and I'm like always the worst case scenario. Like they've asked, like somebody, you know, has asked like, you know, 4 other people before me, you know, if they wanted to hang out, and they all said no. So then I get asked, and I'm like, sure. But it's only because of the fact that, you know, 4 other people were asked before me. You know, that's just kind of what it feels like to me, is, you know, I just feel like, you know, I'm always the last, you know, the last resort, and I'm always, like I said, the last, like the worst option. Or worst case scenario. And honestly, it's a really shitty feeling. And honestly, the best thing that I can say about it is, you know, that, I mean, that's how I feel. And it's a really awful feeling, but you know, that is how I feel. Wait, what? Where'd I go? I didn't even see where I went. I think that was the same spot I died at last time with Toad. You know, the worst case scenario thing, you know, like when when it comes to, you know, people wanting to hang out, I'm like the worst case scenario, like, oh, if somebody wants, or if somebody needs something, and, you know, I always felt like, you know, I was like the last option, and that, you know, I'm pretty much, like I said, worst case scenario. And, it really, it's a shitty feeling, and all I can really say about it is, you know, I hope that nobody feels this way, because that's how I feel. That, you know, kind of brings me to the point where, you know, there are people, that are wanting, you know, back in my life after they have wronged me, because everyone else has left them. So they have no other person to turn to than me. So, you know, I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I guess that's, you know, just how I felt. It's like, oh, so, you know, especially with Elliot, you know, I kind of felt like, you know, he's hitting me up now because everyone else has left him and he's burnt those bridges with everybody else. So he's wanting to, you know, try to come back into my life and, you know, do that. You know, that was, you know, the second part of the post, which was kind of indirectly and directly directed at him. Actually, oh wow, we got credits. I forgot all about this. So anyways, I guess I could read the post since there's credits. So anyways, the post says, I'm gonna be incredibly vulnerable here, but I don't care, to be honest. And if you have anything nasty or stupid to say, I keep on fucking scrolling, because the last thing I need is more negativity in my life. Anyways, there's been a shit ton of things that have been bothering me. Most of it being incredibly stupid, but it's still been bothering me. Firstly, I've been noticing a few people who I've either cut off or they have cut me off wanting back in my life. Regardless of why or how the friendship or relationship ended, why do you want back in my life now? Are you only wanting back in because you see or hear about me working on myself? Or are you only wanting back in because everyone else left you and I'm your last resort? I used to give out second chances like it was candy. Well, weed in the past. I used to trust everyone very easily, but now that's ruined It's damn near impossible to earn my trust initially, very easy to break, and very much impossible for me to regain trust after it's been broken. And let's just say years of being walked all over, lied to, stolen from, being backstabbed has caused me to be this way. I'm absolutely not saying I'm perfect and I've never done any of this, because some of the above I have done, and I do regret the way I treated some people. I'm not without sin, none of us are, but point being, the feeling of trust is basically non-existent anymore in me, especially after it has been broken. I'm all out of second chances for anyone. If you break my trust once, good luck getting it back. And if you decided to leave my life for whatever reason and you want back in now, why bother? It makes me really think that everyone else left you and you need someone in your life, so you come crawling back to me like I'm your last resort or last option. Speaking of last resort, I constantly feel like I'm everyone's second, third, fourth, or even last choice when it comes to anything. Okay, well, I'm going to keep reading this since I'm already reading it. Hanging out, talking, dating, this one I'll get into later. Whenever I get asked by someone to come hang out, I very much feel like it's only because 5 other people that were asked before me said no, or that they couldn't. It's such a shitty feeling that I'm no one's priority, just an option, and usually the last option or worst case scenario. And I probably feel this way because that's exactly what it is. I'm only an option. Maybe I should just disappear and everyone can pretend I never existed. That way I'm not just an option anymore. I know that everyone has lives, responsibilities, jobs, school, their own shit to work out, etc. I try my best to be understanding of that because my life is busy and schedules may not align with each other very well. I do feel like a lot of this is my fault, though, because I'm infamously bad at reaching out to people to see if they want to hang out of fear of bothering them. I'm infamously bad at reaching out in general. I always expect people to reach out to me and never do the same back, so essentially this all is my fault. So I guess it only makes sense that I'm the worst case scenario for everyone. Oh god, this is gonna be the long one. Anyways, this is gonna be the one where I'm probably gonna be pissing people off. Last thing that's been bothering me, and probably the stupidest thing of them all, is my dating life, or lack thereof. As some of you may know, my last relationship, which is a long-distance relationship, back in 2019, ended because the guy I was with was arrested for possession and distribution of child pornography. He did 5 years in prison, which is most certainly not enough time, and he's now a registered sex offender in the state of Florida for the rest of his life. The worst end to a relationship I could possibly imagine, and something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I was in denial about it all when he was first arrested, but the first phone call from the jail that I got and answered, and the subsequent calls that I ignored, made me realize that it was all true. And to think, I wanted to marry this guy and fly down to Florida to meet him. If I did go down there, I probably wouldn't be here right now making this post. I think the relationship genuinely scarred me, and has left me with a good chunk of trauma from it. My trust in any dating relationship took a huge hit after that, and has made me question if I even want to date ever again after that. And that's where the conflicting feeling is. Recently, I've been wanting to really try dating again. I went on to Facebook dating to see if I could find someone in the area. One guy from Bellingham liked me, so I messaged him yesterday, and I've not gotten anything back, so it's more than likely too good to be true there. And that honestly really got me down. Maybe he hit the like button by accident on me or something, because to be honest, I'm not a very attractive guy, and I don't have a lot going for me. I'm not tall. I'm only 5'6", so I'm definitely below the height most everyone's looking for, and that's something I can't do shit about. I'm also not muscular or got a six-pack or anything. That is something I could change. However, I'd feel like I'd get judged at the gym by some of the guys that frequent there. I also have horrible acne. Probably need to see a dermatologist on that one. The list goes on. Plus, my conversation and flirting skills are absolutely non-existent. I honestly don't even know how I got into all those long-distance relationships I had at all, for that matter. Another thing, I feel like the only ones that are interested aren't interested in me. They're only interested in me for the sex like I'm just a sex toy or hookup. I'm not interested in being a sex toy or hookup or fling or whatever. I'm also not interested in being discreet or being with someone that's still in the closet. I don't want to keep that shit a secret. I want to be able to show off who I'm with, not keep it under wraps. I just want to be with someone who loves me for who I am, who is willing to grow with me, and is able to put up with my bullshit. My piss poor communication skills and how bipolar I am is really fucking it up. At one moment, I'll be clingy and want to cuddle and talk all day. Then the next moment, I'd be incredibly distant and not want to talk or socialize at all. And I wouldn't want to put someone through that. But yet I want someone to love me for who I am, not for what I have. But maybe I'm not meant to be loved. Maybe I'm meant to never find the one and die alone. And if that's the case, I hope it's really soon. So that's basically, you know, that's the post I made. So, you know, it was, you know, the night that I made the post, which I think was Friday. I think it was Friday night. You know, I was feeling just super down. And, you know, it was a pretty terrible feeling. And I mean, I'm still feeling down about the whole stupid fucking Facebook dating thing. And I think that's what triggered it, to be honest. Or part of what triggered it. But I think also the messages, you know, really did a number on it, too. Good morning, Zach. How are you? But yeah, I think the messages from Elliot also did a number. Oh, so close. Whatever. Damn it. I gotta focus here. But yeah, it was, it was, you know, probably part of it, it was probably about 50-50, the whole thing with the stupid Facebook dating thing, and then the whole thing with Elliot messaging me. So, it kind of all added up. So, you know, I felt the need to make that post, you know, get a lot of shit off my chest. And, you know, it was definitely a whole thing. Oh my God, Precious is really crying up a storm. What? You guys hear her? Precious, what's the matter? What's the matter, honey? Now I got my other cat meowing at me. Oh my god. That was very risky what I did there. But, anyways. He saw the post, and that prompted him to message me again, where he was basically saying, I have other people to talk to, but, you know, I just wanted to, you know, but, like, basically make amends with you. And to admit that, I fucked up. And, you know, I basically said, you know, my piece, you know, where I do admit you know, there were things that, you know, he did, especially when he was living here, that really hurt me. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to be here. But, oh, this is where Rosalina is not gonna be shining due to how slow she is. This Toad, I think, would have already caught this by now. But, anyways. Ooh, we're at 420 lives. 420 lives. 420, baby. Basically, oh, you prick. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Stupid things. Good morning, Blue Hedgehog Man. How are you? But anyways, me and, Elliot, like, met up to talk. Because, you know, there were... Oh, for fuck's sake. This is not going well, like, at all. I am gonna die here. Especially with all this nonsense going on here. Yeah, there we go. Take their asses out. Crap, I can't remember what I was gonna say. But anyways, oh yeah, Ellie and I met up, you know, and I basically told him, you know, everything. Oh my god, I got the high score, even though I sucked ass. Basically, you know, I told him, you know, how I felt. And, you know, he said, you know, my feelings are valid. And, you know, I told him, you know, like when he was living here, I felt genuinely used. And, you know, there was no sugarcoating it. I wasn't gonna sugarcoat anything to him. I wasn't gonna sugarcoat anything. I hate being on this ice so much. Oh, it's this level with the top-down perspective. Yeah, it could be a little obnoxious. But I think the second one of this is worse, in my opinion. Like, this one isn't too bad. I think the one after this is worse. But what? Whoa! 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 What the fuck was that? I was literally doing so well, and then that happened. But anyways, oh, I hate being in the center of those. Yep, neither one of them have checkpoints. But I guess that's kind of the point. Oh man, I tell ya. But yeah, I basically, you know, I vented, you know, my, oh my god, man, I can't talk and do this level, obviously. Oh boy. This is not great. Oh, no! Wow, this is probably the worst I've done at this level. You want me to be perfectly honest with you. But, anyways. God, I hate this ice section in this so much. Yeah, let's not have my ass handed to me here. Oh, I missed that coon. I'll read what you gotta say in a minute. I'm like really trying to concentrate here. Oh, this is like the worst part right here. Oh, get me out of here. Yes, it is. This level is very stressful. Okay, last... Oh, that was the other level. I didn't get the top with Toad. But yeah, this level is so stressful that I'm not getting to say what I'm trying to say. But anyways, as I was saying, because oh, this level is much easier coming up. In fact, I really like this level. But yes, I was talking about my ex-best friend Elliot. You know, I went to talk to him last night. And, oh my god. This is where Rosalina's gonna really come in clutch. Just through here. But you know, he was, you know, wanting to talk after that post. So I went to talk to him, and, you know, I said my piece on, you know, how I felt like I was used by him, and, you know, he basically realized that that was exactly what he was doing, especially, like, back when he was living with me. was that, he was using me. And, you know, at first, I didn't really feel that way. Oh. But yeah, at first, I didn't really feel that way. But, you know, it honestly took, multiple people telling me and, you know, quite a bit of convincing for me to, you know, realize that, I was indeed, being used. And, you know, him and I got into, like, when he was living with me, him and I got into a lot of arguments. And, you know, the best way for me to describe it, you know, especially back when I was with a really bad, friend group with him, for lack of a better word, it was a bad crowd. Actually, I could just do that. Whoa! I didn't think you could do that. What the hell? I didn't think you could roll in this game. Well, shit. Learn something new every day. Oh, I completely passed where I wanted to go. Anyways. You know, I was basically... You know, I told him how I felt, and, you know, he agreed with most everything I had to say, and, you know, he's telling me about how he's working at, so ironic, because, part of the reason why I was so mad at him was because I got him a job, at where I work, and he, screwed me over, but yet now he's working, at the same company, Safeway. I work at Safeway. He's literally working at the same company that, I got him a job for, although a different store. He did not go, oh, I don't want to do this. This fog. And, you know, he really screwed me over because the boss, you know, her name was Julie. She did not like me at the time already when, he got hired, at the store that I work at. He basically, oh God. I am not gonna be having time to do this fucking nonsense here. Because I know I'm gonna be freaking dying there 100 times. Basically, you know, he flaked out on me, and not only that, he asked my boss for $20 to borrow $20, and that, you know, he would pay her back. Obviously, he never paid her back, and, I ended up, you know, basically getting hell from it. I mean, you know, yeah, let's just say I basically got the brunt of, you know, her wrath, basically. You know, she was harping on me every day about the $20, and one day, you know, I snapped at her saying, if you want your $20, I can just give you $20 and have it be done with. And I told her, you know, that, she should not have given him that $20. And, you know, she was basically accusing me of being insubordinate at this point after I told her that she should not have given him that $20 because, you know, it was enabling him, basically, and then, you know, she kind of shut up. And, you know, he agreed with what I told her. And I said that that's exactly what she was doing, was enabling him. And that I was right in telling her that she should not have given him that $20. And, you know, one excuse that they gave me why he can come in was because the cops pulled him over a traffic cone that was in, like, the back of a truck. The cops pulled him over, or supposedly pulled him over for that. And he said, and I asked him about that, and I told him that sounded like an excuse to me. And he still doubled down on the fact that really happened, and I still don't believe that, because I would think that a traffic cone in the back of a truck would be the lowest, or some of the lowest priorities of the police, so I still don't believe that. And then on top of that, you know, he made me look like an idiot by, you know, getting him the job and then, like, fucking him over. But yeah, you know, that's something I could never do. If I have to borrow money from somebody, I would pay them back as soon as I could. Like, that was, you know, that was the thing. It was horrible. But anyways, oh god, I gotta end this stream here pretty quick. But it was, you know, it was really rough. And it was not a very comfortable conversation. And, you know, he profusely apologized for the stuff. And essentially what I said to him was, I forgive you, but I am definitely not gonna forget, and I am definitely not gonna be trusting you right away, basically, is what I said. And right now, I am in a proceed with caution phase with you. And he understood, and we just left it at that. I don't think I'm ever gonna be close with him again, simply because of that trust being fractured. You know, I think I got my piece across for the most part, and yeah. Anyways, that is going to conclude this stream. I will be back in about 10 minutes with another stream. Next time, what we're going to do is, we are probably going to be failing a whole bunch at the Cosmic Cannon Cluster. And, yeah, we'll be having fun with that. Thank you everyone for watching. Much appreciated. And I hope to see you all here next time for more Super Mario 3D World. Should be about 10 minutes. Bye.